Why do we play music? Music stirs the emotions. It's beautiful. We love music. We have favorite pieces of music we never tire of. These are all wonderful reasons to play music. There are some other constructive reasons. Love for a musical instrument, its sound, its expressive possibilities, is a similarly constructive reason to practice music. Even if you're unable to play a piece as well as a master, even if you never perform a piece in a major concert hall, there's a unique enjoyment in playing a piece yourself. Another reason is that you have something to say that can only be expressed through music. Having something to say is really something of a chicken and egg matter. We speak through our instrument by means of our technique. Technique is what allows us to express music, and the better our technique, the more we can express. We need to have plenty of training under our belts to develop the technique that we need to express complex emotions. And we really have something to say once we develop that technique. That said, having an advanced technique certainly doesn't guarantee great artistry. Music also presents unique opportunities for continual growth through inexhaustible challenges. In fact, there was a review of about 280 research papers presented at the Neurosciences and Music Conference at Harvard Medical School in June of 2017. And this revealed that the most powerful way to increase IQ is to practice a musical instrument. It's a pretty important reason. Now, that said, sometimes people play music for reasons that are not constructive or are even destructive. One destructive reason is to show off. Performing music really should be about sharing its beauty, the emotions, and meaning, not about belittling other people or making them feel less worthy. Even very virtuosic music, if it's good music, and even if it's lighter music, it's first and foremost music. It deserves to be played as such, as music, always focusing on the musical and the emotional content. Audiences will notice if you play something in a way that's overly showy, and experienced listeners and critics disdain playing that serves the performer rather than the music. Another destructive reason is to compete. If you play difficult music to show off or compete, you almost certainly won't play it as musically or as beautifully as it's meant to be played. Vladimir Horowitz once declared, "Competitions are for horses." That said, competitions are a necessary evil for aspiring professional musicians. Even gaining admission to a music school is by its nature competitive. For all their virtues and vices, and music competitions are indeed very heavily criticized, but they do have their virtues, there's generally a distaste for empty display and a strong preference for mature artistry in professional music competitions. Sometimes parents compete with each other using their children. And how come little Susie is playing a piece in level 4, but my little Johnny is still at level 3? We music teachers actually hear these sorts of things sometimes, and we do talk about them amongst ourselves. So if you are a parent, just a tiny little word of advice, if I may, try to inspire your child and encourage their love for music. And this will really help to develop your child's internal motivation. Once I taught a master class, and there was a precocious 10-year-old girl who played a piece by Mendelssohn for me. She was a promising talent, for sure, but I could tell that she was overly focused on being mechanically perfect. I taught her how to feel the beat by conducting rather than relying exclusively on the clock-like ticking of a metronome. Her mother got furious at me. "You have to show her how to play every note so she could go win this competition." I told her that such a thing would be totally unprofessional of me. My job was not to teach by rote. It was to help fill in serious gaps in her musical training in order to ensure her long-term success. She should enter competitions when her musical understanding and artistic development warranted this step, not to boost her parents' ego. So I hope these thoughts on motivation for playing music prove helpful to you in your own musical endeavors.